Welcome to Daily Game, and let's start off by talking about EA. Need for Speed Unbound was set to be revealed Thursday, October 6th, but its announcement was leaked by none other than EA when they accidentally posted this photo on their website. Whoops. They also posted an official gameplay trailer for Dead Space coming January 27th for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. They also announced that the game is experience one-shot style, similar to God of War 2018, which means no loading screens except for, of course, when you die. Overwatch 2 finally released yesterday and literally lived up to its name since everyone was overwatching this screen right here. I mean, Blizzard did launch a free-to-play game on 6 separate consoles, so I expected server issues, but this was kind of bad. The servers launched at 3 p.m. Eastern here in New York, but I couldn't get in until around 5 hours later. It looks like it was more than just congestion, as Blizzard President Mike Ibarra tweeted, quote, "Unfortunately, we are experiencing a mass DDoS attack on our servers. Teams are working hard to mitigate/manage. This is causing a lot of drop and connection issues." Now, there were other issues being reported around the net, including players losing cosmetics and currency and issues with connecting a phone number, which is now required to play the game, none of which I personally encountered myself. But hopefully by the time you're watching this, the game is nice and stable. Bloober Team announced that The Medium will be turned into a TV show supervised by Tomasz Baginski, who was the executive producer of Netflix's Witcher series. No details yet regarding platform or release date. Nintendo tweeted the first poster for the upcoming Super Mario movie and announced that a Nintendo Direct this week will be where you can see the first teaser trailer. This is pretty exciting, and there's a lot going on in this poster, but all anyone could focus on was Mario's ass and the fact that it did not exist anymore. So here's the hope Nintendo finds it. Bad news if you're waiting for Company of Heroes 3 to hit November 17th, as Relic Entertainment announced it is now getting delayed to February 23rd, 2023. PlayStation Studios chief Herman Holst confirmed yesterday PC gamers will have to wait a minimum 1 year following a PlayStation game's release before they can get their hands on it. But he said live service games are a different story and believes that they will release those on PS5 and PC simultaneously. He also wanted to make sure those PlayStation stands calm down by reassuring them that single player games are going nowhere, even though they're dipping their feet into live service games. I mean, this makes sense. I brought this up previously on the Camp Koji pod that more than likely I would assume that live service games are going to launch both on PS5 and PC simultaneously. I was right. And the reason for that is simple. You know, when you're doing a live service game, more than likely you're probably launching it free to play. What that means is that you want to make sure you can get as many people there as possible. You want to build up that community, especially injecting crossplay. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. So honestly, really, really smart move from PlayStation. I also agree with the 1 year minimum wait for PC players to play a PlayStation game. I would put that as an extreme minimum. I think it's still going to be probably like 2 or 3. It'll probably be like 3-4 years until we see something like Ragnarok on there. There's really no rush for PlayStation to port games over to the PC, and I agree that they should not be day and date. I think the plan that they're going with right now makes a lot of sense. We also got a few updates and announcements from CD Projekt Red. First off, CDPR co-founder Martin Iwinski announced that he will be stepping down from his co-CEO position and will be submitting his candidacy for the role of chairman of the supervisory board. They also revealed pretty much everything the company is currently working on via a company presentation. It looks like CDPR will be making a greater effort to join the mobile games market. They're building a new studio in North America, and they highlighted their continued focus towards expanding their IP past video games, which I'm not surprised by. And of all the companies doing multimedia stuff, as we know, Sony is probably the biggest one right now in terms of projects that they've announced. But I feel like CD Projekt Red, after Edge Runners, after the Witcher series and the anime, I think they're the ones that have found the most success, especially those shows leading back to sales. So it's kind of a no-brainer that they want to continue that. Now, onto some of the game announcements that they made. First of all, keep in mind these are probably years away, with some of these more than likely a decade plus away from right now. Starting with their first ever original IP. Remember, Witcher and Cyberpunk were based on existing properties. This project is called Hadar. I'm going to assume that's how it's pronounced. And it's currently in its conceptual phase, so super early. Then we got 3 Witcher projects, starting with Project Sirius, built as an innovative take on the Witcher universe, currently being developed at the Molasses Flood. Project Polaris, which marks the beginning of this new Witcher trilogy, with plans to deliver all 3 games within a 6-year period. And Canis Majoris, which is another story-driven single-player RPG set in the Witcher universe. They confirmed this game will also be built on Unreal Engine 5, so it's likely that all these games will switch away from the Red Engine. And finally, Project Orion, which is the Cyberpunk 2077 sequel that will apparently prove the full power and potential of the Cyberpunk universe. Now, in the Camp Koji pod, I spoke about CDPR seemingly abandoning 2077 after announcing just a single expansion was coming out. It would seem those No Man's Sky type of content drops that fans were wishing for will never come to fruition now. And it looks like I was right. They're probably looking at the modding community to take over from now until the sequel releases, and hopefully it releases when it's actually ready. They also announced a commitment to multiplayer across the board while confirming the Witcher series project will have it. Now, I find it hard after 2077 to trust this company at anything, but I do like the transparency here. Obviously, that's something that's pretty rare for our industry, and hopefully they learn their lesson. Part of me wonders if they sort of did this to give their shareholders a little bit more confidence. Same thing going forward with other shareholders looking to invest into the company after the disaster that was Cyberpunk. I can't imagine a world where they would commit the same mistake twice, but only time will tell. That's it for today. Like it if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and check out the Camp Koji podcast every Monday. Peace.